Good afternoon. This is Dave Parker with Compton Ed Tech. And I was going through a Go formative based on a spiral, and I noticed some things. And I just wanted to give the specialist some feedback because I think this may answer a question based on some questions you guys have for us at Ed Tech. So down here this is an ELA lesson. As you can see, this is a spiral that I'm featuring right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and clone it again and point out a couple things that might help you in your development of your spirals. So one thing you'll notice here, you have question one, and you have question one here, and you also have the text here. Remember, if you always look at this from student view, and you can find student view right up here at the top. If I look at what this is going to look like from a student's perspective, remember, a student, even from a tablet, can always zoom in and look at the question. So they can see this or look at the item, and they can also see the question similarly. You don't have to type the question in again. All they need there is a space to answer because the format ABCD is already there for them. So my suggestion is simply when I'm putting in my formative items, when I'm putting in these questions, instead of putting this number one over the text like this, to just move that right here. And now the student will see the question and the choices, and they can respond accordingly. And the same thing with two. I'm going to move this over the number two, and the student has enough of the question where they can see their responses down here, the response, and that would eliminate the teacher from having to go ahead and type all this information in here separately. I think this is kind of a waste of what formative asks you to do. So instead of typing that in, I just move these questions over and cover up the original question so that the student only sees what you want them to respond to. So again, here's three. I'm going to move this three here. And then with that, there's no need to retype the question over here. You're kind of wasting time. That time could be applied towards making these a little bit more creative, injecting a little bit more content into them as well. The question has been coming up about these questions that get into part A and part B. And this is why we go ahead and cover up the number on the original document itself. You see, now this is number 5. This was 4, so probably could have moved 4 to right there. This is number 5. And now for this 6, I would have moved this right here so that now it tells me what that student is answering and that this is what they'll see. So it's always a good idea to cover up those numbers beforehand and to move these items over so the students will respond to what you're asking them to respond to. So again, this starts at number 1, but this is your 10th response. I will put that here. I will put this here, and so on and so forth. Okay, I hope this kind of helps. And then in the midst of this, remember, we can always add other content into this. If I wanted to add the video, I saw that you had a video. You could put that video on this same formative, or better yet, you could have taken that formative or that video and put it into Ed Puzzle and made Ed Puzzle a little bit more. The Ed Puzzle would have given them another mode of accountability for those students to respond to. So just a tip, just something I noticed. Take it for what it is. I wish you good luck on this. This is Dave Parker signing off. D.A. Parker at ComptonUSD.net, or in general, EdTech at ComptonUSD.net if you need more help.